Well, hello there. My name is sometimes Heather and I'm the Elder Scrolls Sunlight. Today, spam. Today we shall go to the Weald area and pick flowers. See the sights, have fun. But which vampire should we go with? I've been playing with LCB quite a lot lately, so perhaps we should go with someone else, such as my stamplate vampire. Let's do that. I parked really in Kalasan room because I felt like I wanted to decorate, but then I wasn't inspired to decorate. That was a little bit of a disappointment. Thanks, brain. Today my daily reward is 2 vampiric braziers talent. Review? Pretty. I'm going to clear my inventory just a little bit because there is still an event going on in the Weald area and that will clutter our inventory. Having it be already cluttered is not the best thing in the world. These furnishings are not going to stay like this, so please don't come for me for my decoration taste. Those are in the bank, and so is that. Those I think are also banked, but this I need to get rid of. How's that? One more thing to place. I got this from a guild vendor a while back, and I haven't figured out how to use this. When you hit it, it breaks, and then it repairs itself. You can't enter it. You can't, put anything that you want to use inside it. I don't get it. If you know what this does, please tell me in the comments below. And then we can go to the Weald. That is. I'm going to just spend a little bit of gold and travel all the way there. I got a customized recall action. I spent 8,000 seals of endeavor on that, and I could not be happy. That is so cool. As usual, we are drinking coffee. Delicious. I will tell you the name of the recall action. Actually, it is the recall of the outer darkness. You can get that from crown crates and also just use seals of endeavor on it. Let's see what today's daily endeavors are. Today's daily endeavors encourage us to craft 6 items with the alchemy skill, enchant 3 pieces of equipment, deal damage with siege weapons, destroy 1 anchor, dark anchor, that is, and or use emotes 2 times. This week's weekly endeavors, which I haven't gotten started with, encourage us to complete 12 heists, defeat 6 cycle bosses in the Infinite Archive, or earn 150,000 alliance points. I think I'm going to just take RCP to the archive and see what's what. So, we talked about the fallen leaves of Weald last Thursday, was it? So we are not going to
good help is so hard to find.
The Legion has need of
get into that further, but I shall pick up
Unlike my
Boss and Delve dailies
you.
from
We
here, and then I'm also going to pick up the event daily. Last time we checked the meter, the completion meter had run up all the way to 91%, so I'm going to do my best to complete the quest as many times as I can. Just so that we can all get cascading reward coffers. Those things are hell of fun.
Quickly, friend. Oh, good to see you, friend. I mean it when I say I haven't put my quill down ever since you brought me that bundle of remnants. Speaking of, I think I might be ready for another one.
Same procedure as last year, Miss Sophie.
Sure as acorns.
Righty.
Rest assured.
Which delve did we get? I wasn't paying any attention. I didn't pick up the Miramar quest because I'm like a bit tired of closing Miramar things. They are quite demanding and doing too many might end up in a little bit of a Miramar burnout. Let's see if we can find any kind of a fun side quest to do.
I just abandoned them to die.
How about this one?
You stopped.
Hi.
Good. I need help. Well, my expedition needs
Lucent
help.
Citadel is West Weald's trial, so we shan't do that side quest. Let's do something easier instead. I have picked up this Ancestor Silk 3 days in a row. I have routines. Do I even have any quests available really? How about the Deserter? Or Terror of the Weald? Or Faded Scar? No, not Faded Scars. Where there's a will, there is a way. No, I just did that with RCP and it was a little bit... How about Vesper Velanti, given by Fennorian? Fennorian, leads us to Velanti Vineyards. Perhaps they will give us wine. After all, it is Friday. We are all entitled to a glass of wine, I think. Unless you are below the legal drinking limits, of course. Perhaps it's smarter
What
to
would Count
just stick to
Verandis do in this situation? Fancy meeting
Fennorian-friend.
friend? I hope you're not here for the auction at the Velanti Vineyards. I'm certain the event bodes ill, but I'm reluctant to enter that nest of vipers alone. Would you be willing to join me? For ample compensation, of course.
What kind of trouble do you expect at a wine auction?
It isn't just any auction. It's run by and for vampires. Being a vampire myself, I can't help but wonder why Lord Gallio Valente, vineyard owner and vampire coven leader, wants to sell wine to other vampires. It's not like we partake of the stuff.
So you were invited to this auction?
Not exactly. I was hunting a violent vampire gang called the Terrors when I found an invitation to the auction. Inviting vampires to such an event is strange enough, but offering this Vesper Velanti vintage? That has me concerned. Will you help me?
I will help you investigate the auction at the Velanti Vineyards and winery.
First, let's look around the vineyard. I want to examine the grapes they grow here. Besides, it's a good idea to get a feel for the grounds before we head into the auction. Never fear. This is exactly what House Ravenwatch trained me for.
As usual, after the initial conversation, we have a chance to explore the lore a little bit further, but I will leave that to you. Investigate the ground.
Never have enough of that.
Pretty. Oh no. I make certain to never ever kill buns in game. I like buns. They're adorable.
An injured field hand. Let's find out what happened.
This is no place to wander aimlessly, traveler. The foul beasts are vicious and hungry for blood.
Foul beasts?
Ugliest hounds Drovir has ever seen. This one just finished checking the new grapes and was on his way to the auction when it came out of nowhere. Ripped up Drovir's leg real good.
Lord Valente invited his servants to attend the auction.
Drovir thought the request was strange too, but Lord Valente insisted, and Lady Valente specifically told Sentry Helvius to let the servants in, even if we didn't have the fancy invitations. If you're here for the auction, you should head inside.
So we have hounds. Which way next? The area we need to investigate isn't very large, so... Oh, there's 2 quest markers. Oh no!
Alright, why for money?
Scary dog. Was that an overkill? Unset.
Let's look more closely at those grapes.
Velanti Vineyard grapes, examine.
The scent wafting off those grapes. It's tantalizing.
Uncertain if he meant there's something wrong with the grapes or that they are delicate. One more thing to investigate.
It appears the grapes did not agree with this death hound. curious. Let's talk.
Curiouser and curiouser. I suppose this means that the grapes we smelled earlier were tainted.
Just as Count Ferrandis taught me, there is always something to learn if you simply
Did I
pay
push my
attention.
camera?
The field hand was attacked by a death hound, a sure indication of vampiric activity. And he provided a wealth of information. Don't you agree?
You mean Lord Gallia Valente, Lady Valente, and the new grapes?
So you were listening. Good. The field hand described Gallio as different when he returned. He developed a new grape to make him richer and more powerful, and he recently married a high elf, but the marriage already seems troubled.
What do you think of the grapes we examined and the dead death hound?
The grapes were developed using alchemy. They've been infused with blood, and I find the aroma tantalizing. But I dare not try one. Look what consuming the grapes did to the death hound. Our next step is to attend the auction. You shall be my guest.
I don't have an invitation.
No, but I do. I shall be Master Bogvir, the vampire I took this invitation from, and you shall be my guest. The invitation allows for at least one guest and any mortal blood servants I wish to bring along. In fact, it encourages I bring some.
All right, let's head into the auction.
The invitation indicates we're to head to the walled garden just east of the manor. I suppose that's where they're letting the guests gather prior to the start of the auction. Shall we proceed?
Let's. So we have everything. I'm the guest, and Miri is the mortal blood donor. So we're going that way. Oh, since I poked my camera, I need to see that it didn't it didn't break. Yay, way to go, me. To the auction. I've never been to a wine auction before. Or any kind of auction, actually. In real life, that is. So.
Halt! Your invitation, please.
Right, here you are.
Welcome, Master Bogvir, and guest. I'll escort you
And
to Lord
mortal
Valente
donor.
this way.
Totally unnecessary. I'll find him. Thanks.
Fancy.
Just a moment. Let's talk first.
But I want to explore.
So, do I look like a Master Bogvir? Probably not. But we work with the tools we're given. Let's split up and mingle. Talk to servants, guests, whoever's willing to chat.
What are we trying to learn in here?
Anything that can tell us the true purpose of this auction. Vampires don't need wine, especially made from grapes that apparently poisoned a death hound. Try not to come off as too curious, though. We're supposed to be guests here, after all.
Are you going to question people, too?
I am. But as soon as we walked in, I was hit with sudden pangs of hunger. Not unlike when I smelled those grapes, but much stronger.
Oh dear.
Luckily, I carry a flask of blood for times of need. I'll just find an out-of-the-way spot to take a sip.
Understood. I'll ask around and see what I can learn.
Can I offer you a glass of our new Vesper Velanti?
Certainly. I'm very curious about this wine.
Really? You're the first of Lord Valente's guests to accept the wine. I hope you enjoy it.
But we weren't supposed to drink the wine.
I'd offer you a glass, but your friend just took the last one. I wasn't expecting that. None of the other guests I've served this evening even tried it. Only their attendants and servants.
Isn't this the wine that the guests have come to bid on at the auction?
It is. The vineyard's latest vintage, Vesper Velanti. Lord Valente did tell us that his guests probably wouldn't want to try it before the auction, but that I should freely provide it to their attendants and servants.
I'm confused. Have you tried the wine? What does it taste like?
I have. Lord Valente was generous enough to let all the vineyard workers and servants have a glass before the guests arrived. It was salty and crisp, with a slight metallic aftertaste. Something to do with Lord Valente's alchemical process, I think.
She has just described the taste of blood. Pretty. Talk to party attenders. Lord Bart at Malik.
You there!
Chat.
I am bored, and my hounds are hungry. Will the auction start soon, or must we continue this Colovian dance of manners and pleasantries while my gold sits unspent?
I'm not sure when the auction will begin.
Ah, apologies. I mistook you for a Valente servant. Lord Valente is clever, and if the wine accomplishes a fraction of what he claims, the waiting will have been worth it. But I would prefer to simply buy what I want, and not deal with an auction.
Remind me, what's so special about the wine?
Remind you of the greatest innovation of our time? I see. The intoxicating effects of the wine on the mortals has already rattled your senses. Have no fear. I hear that we will be allowed to sample the vintage before we make any commitments.
Right, enjoy the party.
Is this Vesper Velanti really as special as it sounds?
Oh, Lord
Where
Valente
is
is
our
certainly proud
next
of his new creation.
target?
Wouldn't that be something?
There's another person we can speak with, Lord Galio Valente.
Ah, welcome. I'm Lord Galio Valente, the humble proprietor of Valente Vineyards and Winery. You, however, have me at a disadvantage. I do not believe we've met. Which of my acquaintances decided to bring you along as their guest today?
I'm here with Master Bokvir.
Bogvir, of course. Where is my old friend? Still upset about that little incident? No matter. I was hoping to clear things up before the auction got underway. Send him over to talk to me the next time you see him.
He's mingling, but I can pass along a message if you want.
It's a little late now. I'll find him after the first round of bidding. As for you, bear in mind that the pleasures of my estate are meant for master vampires intent on bidding in the auction. Do not overstep your station.
Right, I will do it. Indicated that we are not a master vampire. Upset. Lady Orsilia Valente.
Another one of my husband's guests. No, you're either an attendant or a servant, I'd wager. Who brought you to my husband's little affair? Pray tell.
I'm here with Master Bogvir.
Master Bogvir? Is that the name he uses now? You know, he bears a striking resemblance to an old acquaintance of mine. In fact, I'm sure of it. How is Fennorian? And why has he come to Valente Vineyard?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
No? And why don't I believe you? No, don't worry. I have no desire to reveal Fennorian's deception to my husband. Not before I learn what's going on here, the same as you. Be so kind as to let Fennorian know I'd like to speak to him when he's free.
As you wish. So, Lady Orsilia Valente knows who Fennorian is. Now, where is Fennorian? Because we need to speak. Anything interesting here? No.
I heard Lord
Thank you.
Valente and his new bride loathe each other.
Why would he marry a mortal? It's beneath him.
This wine is specifically meant for the mortals here, not the vampires. So why are the vampires bidding on it? And why is my flask doing little to curb my rising hunger? Tell me you learned something more, my friend.
Lord Valente's wife is Ursilia Valente. He seems to know you and wants to talk to you.
I'm sorry? Did you say Lady Valente's name is Ursilia? Oh, she's that Ursilia. Should we leave? Maybe we can sneak out the way we came in.
She seemed as interested in finding out what her husband is up to as you are.
Right. We do need to figure out what's going on here. All right, I'll stay and talk to Ursilia. You head into the manor and see if you can find Lord Valente's office. Something in there might tell us more about the purpose of this wine.
How does Ursilia know you?
That's a story for another time, friend. Let's stay focused. You see what you can find in the manor, while I talk to Lady Valente.
All right, I will look for Lord Valente's office inside the manor.
Don't worry. We can talk more later.
Enter the manor. Do we need to sneak around? Because I'm not good at that. Enter Valente Vineyards and find the proper door all the way to the other side. I'm a bit uncertain about the curtains. Find Gallio's office. Stop admiring art and find the office. That was easy to find. Investigate Lord Gallio Valente's office. Starting with a winery key. Take. Totally failed to read the book. I'm sorry. Sometimes thumb is faster than the mind. Let's see if we can do better with Bockwir's letter. Gallio. First, you recruit my own vampires away from me, offering them false promises and so-called new opportunities in West Weald. Then you invite me to bid on the very alchemical recipe you stole from me. Does your audacity know no bounds? I will admit that while I knew the ambrosial concoction could double or triple our innate vampire powers, you were the one to figure out how to do it without also killing us. Or so you claim. So here is my thought. I am inclined to take a case or two off your hands, but if you expect me to pay for it, then you're even more of a fool than I gave you credit for. Set aside 2 cases of wine for me at the auction, or I'll not only turn the other covens against you, I'll tell the Fighters Guild or Ravenwatch what you're up to, Bokver. Why, thank you so much.
What are you doing in my husband's office?
Speak with Lady Ursilia.
You and Fennorian. Never in the right place at the right time. So, did you find what you were looking for? Share it with me and maybe I won't call down to the winery for my husband's army of mercenaries.
Valente is a vampire. His wine makes vampires more powerful, but only when consumed from a mortal.
Let me see that journal. By the stars, he killed his own father, and he plans to kill me. Oh, he's a cretin and a monster. And yes, pouring wine into people just so you can eat them and gain unnatural power is pretty bad too. Damn it! I drank the wine!
Oh no! You didn't know Lord Gallio Valente was a vampire?
I suspected something was amiss. Since I arrived, we haven't consummated our marriage, and he spends his time down in the winery, locked in his alchemy laboratory with his mercenaries. Plus, he covets my family's fortune. But a vampire makes sense.
So what now?
This vineyard could be a motherlode in the right hands. My hands, friend of Fennorian, not my husband's. I assume you're here to stop him? Help Fennorian finish the task, and I'll forgive him for the affront he visited upon me and my family.
I need to get this information to Fennorian.
Make sure you do. I have no intent to serve as a wine glass for my husband.
Ursilia, I suppose I owe you an explanation.
Of course you do, but I don't care. Just talk to your friend and deal with my husband.
All right, if you say so.
Lord Valente is well and truly into the auction now, so we have a bit of time. I never expected to find Ursilia here with you, though. What did you discover? And what did she mean by deal with her husband?
Lord Valente's journal explains everything. Here, take a look.
Interesting. He really spells it out, doesn't he? Alchemically enhanced mushrooms used as fertilizer for alchemically treated grape seeds. And the hunger. I wasn't losing control, it's an effect of the grapes. Well, that's a relief.
So if a non-vampire drinks the wine, then a vampire drains them and gains power.
That does seem to be the general idea. If we allow this to spread, the ramifications will be staggering. Even relatively peaceful vampires might be tempted to start killing out of hand. We need to stop this. What were you and Ursilia discussing?
Ursilia says if you deal with her husband, she'll forgive you. She will forgive your affront against her and her family.
Oh, yes. I do suppose I owe her for that. I'm no hired assassin, but I do make a habit out of disposing of dangerous vampires. We will do what is necessary to end this threat. Nothing more, nothing less. And that begins with destroying the wine.
The winery and the alchemical laboratory are downstairs. I found the key.
Head downstairs and scout the area. I'll follow along shortly. I need to try to make things right with Ursilia. And maybe I have something in my alchemy kit to deal with the wine in her system. Just the smell of it makes me hungry.
Wait a moment. What did you do to make Ursilia so angry with you?
We were betrothed. A marriage arranged by our families. There might have been some affection there, but it was mostly a business agreement. When I became a vampire, I just left. I thought it would be a mercy.
How did you get turned into a vampire?
As much as I trust you and value your company, my friend, that's not a story I feel like sharing. Especially not here and now. Maybe someday. I hope you understand.
She never knew what happened to you?
No. I didn't want to hurt anyone I knew. Ursilia, my family. So I simply left. Eventually, Count Verandis found me and made me part of House Ravenwatch. Rivenspire is a long way from Somerset, and Weald is farther still. I never expected this.
Are you going to honor her request?
I'm not going to go out of my way to kill Gallio, if that's what you're asking. We do need to destroy his operation, though. This elixir turned wine is too dangerous to distribute to aggressive vampire clans. What happens after that is up to him.
So now we need to...
Before we talk, let me see if I've got anything that will flush the wine from your system.
I'm not drunk, Fennorian. I only had a glass or two.
Enter the winery first. I need more coffee. I'll be right back. Mandatory. Am I in the picture, Jack? I am almost in the picture. Close enough. And then to the winery. Which is downstairs. Houses in the West Weald are really pretty. I'm a little bit disappointed that the ones we are offered are, well, not as pretty as these ones. The vineyard home, what are you called? Merry wine is
Right
kind
behind you,
of
friend.
cute, but it comes with a huge vineyard that I find a little bit
Valente's journal said he had a coven of vampires. We should expect a fight.
coven of vampires. So is this a large place? Yes, it is. Plenty of opportunities to get misplaced. I suppose we need to go down there. That's up it. More of those exploded things. How do we avoid them? I'm a stage 4 vampire, I don't want to lose it. Do they only explode if you walk directly into them? That's actually kind of polite.
Captives, and apparently under the influence of the wine.
Can we
Friend,
free the captives?
Let's speak. These workers must be some of the subjects Galio mentioned in his journal. They're on the verge of turning into Bloodfiends. I might be able to mix a counteragent with the proper ingredients.
What ingredients do you need?
Grape pulp left over from the Vesper Velanti wine, wax flower petals to hasten the recovery process, and imperial oak tannins to make the remedy effective topically.
All right.
Find those items around the winery while I make preparations.
Let's find ingredients scattered across a large area. We also need enemies along the way.
Whew, that was a bit of a warm-up.
This way. First ingredient.
They're coming for us.
Almost gone. Wax flower petals. Gather. Hungry? Then we need another ingredient. find Imperial Oak Tan
Till I met you.
and desk. Only one ingredient remains. Pass the dog. To slay Bloodfiends. It's kind of sad to think that Bloodfiends were once ordinary people. And here we find Grape Pop. And then we get to return to Fennorian. Can we return from here using the stairs? Let's see.
You know, I like to think I'm agreeable.
Many adjectives can be bound to merely agreeable is not one of them, I think. Are we getting closer, I think?
Would it kill them to run away? Well, no, I guess it wouldn't.
No,
Maybe
really.
we should try that.
I was starting to worry. I'm glad you're back. Did you find everything we need?
Yes, I found the ingredients you requested.
Once I've brewed the counter agent, pick up the bucket and splash the remedy over our poor patients. It's not the most dignified way to administer medicine, but it works without putting either of you at risk.
Alright, I will pour the cure on these victims.
And that
First
should
we
do
need
it.
to
You're free to administer the cure.
pour Fennorian to brew the counter agent and then we can spill it. There you go. Done. Three victims. The last one can be found here.
Looks like the effects are already subsiding.
Please.
You saved us. Please, you need to stop him.
And now one of them needs to speak with us.
Thank you for helping us.
No problem.
Please tell me you're also here to stop Lord Valente.
We are. How did you wind up in that cage?
We really thought things were looking up. Lord Valente had such grand ideas for the vineyard and winery. He even asked us to try a new vintage he was working on. We felt so honored. Then we started to get sick, and he locked us down here.
Any idea where to find Lord Valente's laboratory?
Yes, it's right through those doors. He's growing weird mushrooms and has all kinds of alchemical equipment. Destroy his equipment and burn the mushrooms. That should put an end to his vile experiments.
I will see what we can do.
We need to destroy that laboratory. You scout ahead while I work on freeing these people. I'll meet you there.
Enter the caverns. More traps and
You lead
a
while I look
bookshelf
around.
without a book. How and where? Possibly here. Oh my!
Knew there was something wrong about you.
An enemy so big I'm going to use both of my weapons.
Don't ruin all my hard work!
Where did it go? So the enemy got shielded, which means that we need to slay small enemies in order to break said field.
Must I do everything myself?
We won, yay! But we still need to find the laboratory. Perhaps from here. Wow. These are actually kind of cool as far as shelving goes. So many mushrooms.
This is it. The laboratory. We need to destroy it all. Let
All
me
of
explain,
it?
friend.
Oh dear.
Valente's alchemical equipment is truly impressive. It's a shame we have to destroy it. But we need to make sure no one else can continue his experiments.
What do we need to do?
These vats turn the mushrooms into a fertilizer for the grapes. Increase the flames under the vats by adjusting the valves. That will increase the pressure. After that, set fire to the mushroom planters. Then get clear before the vats explode.
You seem disappointed we need to destroy this equipment.
A part of me hates to see valuable equipment go to waste. But we can't allow more of the Vesper Velanti to be created. Now come on, let's do this.
Exactly how I feel.
Turn up the flame valves as high as they'll go. I'll get rid of these research notes.
Turn up flames. I do hope there's a convenient exit here somewhere. I do feel a little bit frightened.
Now, the mushrooms. A few well-placed torches should ignite the entire harvest.
And mushroom planters. Wow, the flames are like really pretty. Look at the way they're spreading. That's so cool. Oh. Probably maybe in a rush here. Leave the winery. No, there is a convenient exit.
Let's get out of
Thank you, Todd. Speak with Fennorian, I suppose.
About your husband.
Not now, Fennorian. I have more important matters.
Completes the quest.
As I was saying, I'll compensate double wages for all who remain. With your expertise, we'll revive the traditional methods and be producing excellent wine in no time.
I have lost contact. Help. How does one reconnect controller once it has lost connection. I do not know. That didn't help. I am at a loss. This has happened before, but not to this extent. Do I have anything that could help me? Of course I could activate mouse and keyboard mode, but there's something. Oh, IT is returning, arriving. Please help. Thank you. This is why you should always have tech support handy. I don't know. Yay, he fixed it. So, we can continue with speaking with Fennorian.
That was excellent work, friend. We destroyed Lord Gallio's laboratory and managed to rescue the workers he experimented on. There might be some ramifications over remaining Vesper Velanti, but it won't become the sweeping problem I feared.
But we didn't stop the auction.
We didn't have to. Ursilia told me she interrupted the auction and told Lord Gallio in a voice loud enough for all to hear that the Raven Watch was on the premises. One mention of House Ravenwatch and the invited vampires fled the estate.
So none of them got any of the Vesper Velanti?
Perhaps a few bottles were carried off, but none of them had time to load any casks or crates before they fled. I'll track them down eventually. And before I take my leave, I'll make sure the remaining vintage is destroyed.
What happens to the Velanti vineyard now?
Ursilia is set on taking control and turning the vineyard and winery into a profitable enterprise. I have no doubt she'll succeed. And speaking of succeeding, your help was invaluable in stopping Lord Gallio. Please, take this with my thanks.
Thank you.
I suppose you're off on another adventure now, friend?
Yes.
Know that I appreciate the assistance you provided, and the companionship. If you ever have need of House Ravenwatch, just send the word. We always have time for our friends.
Will you return to Rivenspire now, Fennorian?
Eventually. After I make sure any remnants of Lord Gallio's vile experiments are taken care of here. Then I may check on the auction guests that scattered and see that any absconded bottles of Vesper Velanti are dealt with. There's always something.
So we did get wine after all. Let's see what it does. Gallio Valanti's best vintage. Increase magic recovery and stamina recovery and health recovery for 2 hours. A fine wine fit for healing body, soul and mind. Not as spectacular as one might hope. Let's see if we don't have any of the alien remnants we need to complete the event quest. Let's see if anyone is at the boss site. I'm going to complete the event daily later today, but picking up 5 alien remnants often takes a bit of time. friends, I have a right to help. Which means I will die soon, you don't. I'm uncertain about how mechanics work
Keep the fight on our terms.
with this boss, but I want to believe that you need to destroy these extra enemies in order to also destroy the boss. Boss has almost got it. We did it, yay. Recover Legion armament. One down, two down, and the last one can be found right outside the cavern. And then we can return to the quest giver. Let's go by lion for a change. I usually don't have or use mounts with my vampires because sprinting is so much more fun, but since really is a stamp blade, I like to sometimes reserve stamina by going by a lion. Also, I like to use feline mounts for the characters who do have mounts equipped or available to them. I hope I have room for event tickets.
Welcome back. Admirable work. Thank you for your service.
The Coral Heart.
I did. Let's see what we can find in our vehicle. Reaching fast. I already know this. Nothing good there, and a Weald treasure map. Weald treasure maps have a chance to reveal an antiquity beat. So let's go dig up the treasure and see if we can find it. Good. Conveniently close to a witch shrine. There. Oh no, they have Satinary. The wolves, I mean. Are these friendly wisps, or will they attack us? They will attack us. Is there anything good?
A nice little present from Vec, eh?
Well, a fallen wave's cover and an Weald remnant. Style page, but I already know this. Yeah. But now, as we have helped Fennorian and also completed an entire daily, I do believe the time has come to say goodbye. But now, I will return next Thursday at 2 p.m. to perhaps start a new story or participate in an event. I don't know yet, but we will see then what happens. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all later.